All right, Shaun, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a couple of new things. So we're going to talk about some before and afters. We're going to talk about the changes that they made. And then we're also going to tell you guys about something really cool coming up at the end. So we hear reasons why golfers aren't able to hit the ball as far as they think they should be, or as far as they know they should be, really is the best way to put it. And we hear a lot of, I am getting too old. I'm not as flexible as I need to be. Maybe a little too heavy. I'm not as dieted as I need to be. We hear a lot of reasons why golfers aren't hitting the ball as far. And then when you actually start to break that down and look at what they're doing, rarely is it ever a physical issue. It's usually a concept that manifests itself into some ideas that they're trying to incorporate. And then when golfers given enough time, they're going to start to implement these bad ideas. And we're able to see substantial gains when you start to implement the correct concepts at any age, at just about any weight, and at really any flexibility. You can improve your speed.
Absolutely. We see it every day in lessons. And just like Mike said, rarely is it a physical issue. It's normally a concept or just a technique problem where they're positioning the body in a way that just doesn't allow them to get the most out of what they're doing. And fairly quickly, with some better concepts and a few of our motion drills, we can get them swinging faster in that lesson pretty much immediately once they install them in their swing.
Yeah, you're going to see some pretty substantial gains in today's video for some golfers who, I mean, it's pretty amazing what they were able to do in such a short amount of time. That's what this video is all about. But we want you to stick around to the end because we want to also let you in on a little thing that we got going on that is going to help you, like these golfers, it's going to help you gain a bunch of speed so you can hit the ball a lot longer.
Yeah, like Mike said, at the end of this video, you're going to get a big surprise. You're going to get a special invitation to the release of our brand new AMG speed system, and it's going to be at a pretty unbelievable price. To get that, we're going to give this to you again, but just so you have it now, head over to speedamg.com/EB for early bird, or click the link in the comment or the description to get on our special early bird list at any point in the presentation that we're going to go through today. You'll get a special invite only to our early bird list and get the speed system and also a handful of our bonuses hours before anybody else can get it.
Yeah, the bonuses are really cool. So you're definitely going to want to sign up for that early bird list. Now, let's take a look at some swings. All right, Shaun, the first before and after we're going to look at today is was really spurred to us. We pulled these swings up because of an email that we got. Let me make sure I'm reading the right email. This one was from Chris. So I hear you guys talk about the recentering move a lot, and I'm starting to hear it in other places. I think I understand the concept, but what I don't understand is why you need to do it in the first place. Wouldn't it just be easier not to move off the ball rather than to move off on the recenter? Any help would be greatly appreciated. And it's a question we hear a lot. It's a comment we hear a lot. It's a totally logical thing to think. Okay, if the golf swing is already kind of complicated, got a lot of stuff going on, why do I want to start to move away from my target when I know I'm trying to move towards my target in the downswing?
Yeah, we'll say this: if you want to hit it hard, you need to move off the ball a little bit on the backswing. It's like any other athletic movement. You need that counter movement. If you were going to throw a baseball, there's a backward motion, a counter movement away so you can explode forward. Same thing with hitting a baseball with a bat. Anything you're trying to move fast or hit or throw, that counter movement is very integral into getting more speed when you move forward. So that's the first thing you need to understand is that any athletic movement, you want that little counter movement away from the target, and you want to do it early, right?
That's the key. Early is the key. Now, we can simplify anything, right? We can simplify this video by just saying, keep your head down and play better, right? That kind of simplifies it. You can simplify jumping by not bending your knees and just throwing your arms up, hoping that'll elevate your body. You can simplify a lot of things. Simplifying to the point of stripping away athleticism isn't going to leave you with happy thoughts out there in the fairway when you're trying to stand on that tee and carry the pond in front of you 200 yards away, right? So you got exactly right. To be explosive, you have to load. And if you just try to stay put like our golfer here is in the red, He stayed put until it got time to make a downswing and try to build some speed, and then he get the big unintended counter movement to the right. But to your point, it was just way late.
Yeah, we see that a lot, and that's probably the key takeaway from this video. If you try not to do any movement away from the target early in the backswing, a lot of times those golfers end up lurching away from the target late. That's when you see that hip sway to the right at the wrong time, and they end up staying on their back foot too long, coming down, leads to less club head speed, fat shots, thin shots, all the above. So get that little bit of motion in early, away from the target. That allows you to do our recentering move, and then from there you can make almost an automatic freewheeling downswing. And once you do it a few times and feel it, you'll never go back to the wanting to not make any movement away from the target at all. It's a freeing feeling to have that little bit of motion away and then explode coming down into impact.
Here's what you're not going to do. And this is what we don't see at all. You're not going to stay put.
No, you're going to make
You're
that
not going to
lurch.
not move. You're not going to stay centered. Right? You can feel centered. You can do all that, but your pelvis is either going to move to the right or it's going to move to the left, like you're going to see here in a minute with our second golfer. You're going to move. So the choice is yours. Do you want to move how the best are moving and how the fastest golfers are moving, or do you want to try to strip that away and feel like you don't move at all and then are forced to move at the wrong times? Like, you should be in control of when you move so you can leverage that movement to your advantage, not try to recover from it in the downswing. Downswing should be a reaction, not a recovery.
That's right. Put that work in early, and then you can kind
Yes.
of freewheel that into impact.
Shaun, for this before and after, we're using a golfer who fits this email to a T. And this email came from Zach. He's like, I hate my impact. No one ever says they love their impact, by the way. I work like crazy trying to get open, but no matter what I've tried, I can't do it. Physically, there's no reason why it should be so hard. But I'm just probably guessing, or I messed that up. I'm guessing it's probably more swing related. Do you guys see this from other capable golfers? And what are some reasons this is hard to do? We're talking about getting open being hard to do. We see it every day.
Yeah, and a lot of times, again, the guy's right on point here. He's putting his body in a position that's not allowing him to do it. And in this particular case, he has what we call reverse hip slide, or kind of a flat hip turn going back. Once you do that and move the hips toward the target on the backswing, you've put yourself in such a disadvantaged spot. Not only do you get too far forward at impact, it inhibits the body rotation as well, which helps control the club face, right? So you lose club head speed and direction. No, short and crooked is not
a good combination.
Not a good combo. Don't do this one.
You can see on the screen, like, he's throwing the hips forward a bunch. And he felt like he wasn't moving him at all. He felt he was staying centered. But he also wanted to get behind the ball. So when you throw the hips forward, the upper body's going to tilt, which is what he wanted, the tilt to stay behind the ball. That's going to flatten your hip turn and shoulder turn for that matter. And then now you're left coming into impact, starting impact where the hips are way out from underneath you. And you've got this really shut kind of start to the downswing. It's shallower, which he thought was good. Like, he's doing everything he was trying to do, except he wanted to be open on top of it. He wanted all of those shallowing moves on top of it, and opening is a steepener, right?
Yeah.
So you just couldn't do it. You're just not going to get your shoulders open or your body very open at all from this position, compared to look at what he did in the after swing. Right? And all this was a hip fix. We fix a lot of pelvises, and it makes a huge difference on the downswing.
Yeah, the more we do this, we realize, we're trying to get the hips to tilt and the torso to rotate, right? So we tell this guy, hey, get the hips under you more going back or a little away from the target to get them to tilt, right? Now that positions him in that downhill position we like to talk about that really boosts the club head speed, right? When they can start playing downhill, coming out of transition, it's a massive speed booster.
That's such a point to emphasize, that like the golfer here in red and the difference that he was able to do in a pretty short amount of time in blue, he was like out of the gates, like cranking the hips hard, like feeling that turn because it felt stronger. And afterwards, he was just winding his shoulders over top of his hips and letting that rotate his hips. Now he's not only got more open at impact, but he's more balanced rotation. And then you get the benefit of all this speed on top of it. He didn't come to us for more speed. that was like the icing on the cake. He got open, which is what he wanted by fixing his hips, but he got a ton more speed in the process.
Yeah, and it's the move becomes so much more efficient that you're even using less, expending less energy to get more club head speed, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, how what's the saying? Effortless power versus powerless
Powerless
effort.
effort, we see it every
Yeah.
day. You start moving the body more efficiently, and the timing of it improves. You get that effortless power that you're looking for.
All right, Sean, our third golfer here, and this question actually we're using this guy here on the screen because of George's email, and he's basically came to us because he was losing distance, wasn't playing well, so he filmed the swing, which never goes well, right? Nobody likes how their swing looks when they film it.
Usually, no.
So he filmed his swing, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I look old." And he was talking about his shoulder turn. And the golfer you're seeing on the screen now, same scenario. Like he came into us, he's like, "I know I'm getting too old to hit it long, and this and that, but what else can I do to work out more, or whatever?" And it's not the case at all. It was as simple as what was the right arm doing.
Yep.
That can rob a lot of turn from your
Yep.
body.
Yeah, and this is something we fix every single day. And using gears over the years, it's like a instant way to turn your shoulder turn off and your torso rotation off is to bend your right arm too much. As soon as that happens, the club elevates with just this right arm bending, and it turns the rotation of the torso off. So instead of using the big muscles to kind of get the club up and to load those muscles, you're just making what we call an arm-driven swing. There's really not too much power in that.
You're not going to do both. Right? You're not going to fold that arm and then make a big turn. We haven't seen golfers do that. And we're talking professionals and amateurs. We work on this with both, and it feels powerful in some cases, but it's not, because you're not using the body to turn. You're just kind of folding the arms, and then you're just left with that on the downswing because you haven't loaded the body. And in our golfer here's case, in our before and after here's case, it's exactly what he was doing. He had, I think, if memory serves me, about 18 degrees more right arm bend at the top before than he did after. That threw his sequence for the downswing way off. That got him tilting to lower the club rather than straightening the right arm. So he had a lot more right arm bend at the top and had a lot more right arm bend coming down. Where in the after swing, he's really kept it away from him better and started to unload it, started to straighten that right arm sooner. And there was a lot of speed in that for him.
It's such a major speed killer, and almost one of the secrets to the golf swing is controlling this right arm motion. And the other problem with that, while we're still on the topic, is you overfold that right arm. A lot of times your torso will bend away from the target too much. So you lose that vertical position of the spine that's so important to producing club head speed coming out of the top. So that right arm controls a lot of things. And once you get control of what you're supposed to do with it and understand the concept, again, we get these instant club head speed gains. And when we start stacking these different speed producers on each other, you can get some pretty massive gains.
Absolutely. I like what you say about the hands and the shoulder are like a magnet. You don't want to let those magnets come together because they're hard to pull apart.
Keep them away from each other.
Yep. You keep the magnets separated, you will absolutely start to swing the club faster. That's a great point.
Okay, Mike. So in the beginning of the video here today, we referenced the AMG speed system. Why don't we talk just for a minute and let them know why we created the speed system in the first place?
Yeah, so we recreated it for golfers just like the ones you just saw. Right, guys who come in and are able to make these incredible leaps and bounds with their swings in a very short amount of time. And then also for the guys who send us these emails who just want to do more or want to do the right things so they can do more with regards to generating speed. And we're in a unique position because we have access to the fastest player in the world. We have access to regular golfers, and we have access to these technologies that allow us to exploit what they do, study what they do, and document what they do and collect the data on it. And then you just start to see the numbers bear out. There's patterns. There's things that fast golfers do that slow golfers don't do. There's things that slow golfers can do that fast golfers do that make a huge difference to their swing. That's really, in a nutshell, everything that's in the speed system.
So who did we create it for?
Any golfer who has ever thought I feel like I should be hitting the ball farther than I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's any golfer who thinks they're getting older and can't add distance to their swing. It's any golfer who thinks maybe my best golf is behind me as far as with regards to hitting it farther. It's any golfer who just feels like father time is robbing him of distance, right? You don't have to be a flat belly, young, fit, Gumby like flexibility to add speed. You have to know the things to do and when to do them. That it's as simple as that.
Absolutely. And I think one of the other benefits that we can touch on here is that, this is a step-by-step system. This is not just a bunch of random videos. This is A to Z. Here's what drill to do. Here's the next drill to do. Here's the next drill to do, and the days and how much time to do them. And I think that's an important part of all this is it's a structured program.
I like how you call it plug and play. This
Yeah.
is a very uh, oriented process that you're going to follow with reasons behind it to absolutely wring out the most speed that you can possibly get.
Yeah, the drills will stack on each other, and
Yes.
as you do them, you're going to see the gains as you move through the program. What are the benefits, or what kind of gains should they expect as they go through
Uh,
this?
well, everybody should be hitting it as far as Bryce.
Exactly.
No, you're going to get some serious gains, and you guys have already done it with the speed boost. Like you see how quickly, when you start doing the right things at the right times in the golf swing, and you just wrap your head around to free up some of these old concepts, some of these old movement patterns, and just accept that I can move faster by moving faster, by freeing myself up. You can expect to see guys have gained up to, I think, 17 miles per hour, 18 miles per hour. Right? That's huge distance. That's, I think, the biggest distance gain we've seen is 72 yards.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
unbelievable.
distance. That's a lot of distance. So if you put the time in, if you follow the program, and it's a 6 weeks program, if you follow it, you are going to see some serious gains. But there's nothing stopping you from redoing it. Right?
Go
Do
through
the
it
six
again.
weeks. You want more gains? You think you got more in the tank? Redo it. Right? It's literally a plug and play that you can rinse, repeat, and keep doing it
Keep
again.
improving at the
Absolutely.
motion, the movement patterns that you're trying to create. Okay, Mike, let's tell them what's inside the AMG speed system once they get in there and start watching the videos.
Yeah. So what are they actually going to get?
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. Yeah, we've set it up in modules, right? So you're going to learn exactly what produces speed. And some of these are going to be completely different than what you're trying to do now. Some of them you may have heard before. Most of them you won't have. And some of them you're going to be very surprised at. You're going to learn that. You're going to learn why they're important. We're going to show you the evidence behind why they're important, which is critical to understanding what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to learn all the whys. Then you're going to learn all the hows. And that's the cool part for us is these drills that we've created and drills that we've tested, right? If there's a drill out there that's supposed to produce a lot of speed, we've tested it. Some of them do, some of them don't, some of them kind of just leave you flat, right?
Yeah.
So we've tested all these drills. We've used the same equipment that we've used with the best players in the world down to the regular golfers. And we've tested all these different quote unquote speed producers. And we're only using the ones that produce speed. And then some of them have been modified to produce more speed. So you're going to get the best of both. You're going to get the best of how to information. You're going to get the best of what to do information. And then we're going to take you through the program, right? And then you're going to get the step by step. Do this on Monday, do this on Wednesday. You're going to get the entire complete workout plan to put all of this into an actionable, progressive gains for your speed.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it. I mean, I think the fact that, part of the program is to educate them on the why. So when you know the why, you buy into the process. It's not just hey, well, why am I even doing this drill? We get educated first, and that's why we put the program together this way. And then once you understand the why, we give you the motion drills that Mike and I have come up with and tested so that you get the most benefit. You're not wasting time on drills that don't work because we tested the ones that do work and we put them in the order to make them work the best.
I can't think about that without smiling because When you're a kid, you ask, well, why, Dad?
Yeah,
Why? Because I said so.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah.
This isn't that.
No, we're gonna
You're
show
actually
you.
going to learn why, and it's going to make a huge help.
Absolutely.
So, how can they get the speed system?
Well, the speed system goes on sale this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern with a special launch discount. And we're going to be giving that discount to the first 300 people that sign up on our early bird list. After that, we're still going to have a great deal. It's going to be $297. But if you want that discount, get on the early bird list.
Yeah, you got to get that discount, folks. Yeah, and it's a whole lot cheaper than come seeing us in person to get this information. I mean, we'd like to see all you guys in person, but we'd also like you to save a lot of money by
Yeah.
going and putting your name on the early bird list, because you're going to get, this is step by step, plug and play. Like, you're going to get a lot of hours of instruction, unlike you would do if you came to see us. You're going to get to rewatch it anytime you want, whenever you want. Unlike if you came and see us, there's a lot of benefits to getting this system over some in-person lessons. So remember, 11 Friday, is that right?
Yeah, 11
Is that
Friday Eastern time.
11 a.m. Friday Eastern? Put your name on this early bird list so you can get the discount that's coming your way. We don't want anyone to miss out on that. And you can see the information right here on the screen where you need to go. And we look forward to seeing you guys inside the speed system.